little boy is the one taking care of all the calls here. How old are you?
7.
Are you happy doing this? Where is your dad? So you've been the one taking care of all the dead bodies that have been brought here. Wow, clap back for yourself. I'm here, I'll pray for you today. I'm going to post this video, and I hope and I pray you are going to go viral. You are going to work in the US, you are going to work in the SA. You like it? You will go far. You take care of people, and I'm quite sure that God will take care of you too.
So, an 11-year-old boy is going viral on the internet after it was revealed that he works with dead bodies. A young lady by the name of Elizabeth posted a video of her going to the funeral home to retrieve her grandmother's body for burial. When Elizabeth got to the mortuary, she met this young boy who turned out to be the one who prepped her grandmother's body for the burial. We are made to understand that this young man, who is 11-year-old, cleaned up the deceased woman, prepped her up, dressed her up, and made her up for the viewing before she was placed in the casket and handed over to the family, who then took her for burial. The said video of the young boy has since gone viral, both on TikTok and on Instagram, and has left many people speechless. Or should I say, it has left many people speechful, because now the internet is divided with opinions as to, is this normal or is this fine? Mind you, this took place in Kogi State, in Ogugu Olomaboro village, and the young lady who made the video did it so innocently. In the video, she congratulated the boy, she praised the boy, she told the boy how proud of him she was. Elizabeth was grateful to the young boy, even prayed for him and assured him great things for his life and his future. But when the video got to the internet, many people seem to have something to say. A lot of people seem to have a difference of opinion. And this is where you and I are going to talk, because I have something to say. In fact, I have a lot to say, because this video has clearly exposed a lot of people's mentality and view on how they see the funeral industry. A lot of people are so shallow-minded, and also it's based off history and also based on fear. Because let's face it, some of these comments would have been different if this 11-year-old boy was a carpenter, or was a plumber, or was in the lab, or was doing something with mathematics or so. Because the comments, well, let's get into them and we will have to talk. So on Instagram, I saw this comment. If his dad is using him in this kind of environment, it's a big shame and failure on him and his dad. This is evil. This is not the kind of job you expose minors to, for God's sake. God have mercy. The only thing I can say is shut up. Just shut up. Let's go on to the next comment. This one says, this is not something to be proud of. His childhood is taken away from him. He is being forced into a life he didn't choose for himself. This is child labor, and the parents and guardians should be arrested. Girl, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Just shut up. You see, I don't want to even go and dig into this comment, because a lot of them are so shallow. They are so disappointing. Because let's face it, the comments are based on lack of understanding and based on myopia, because many of these people don't see past what's in front of them. Many of these people don't even understand how society works in the long run or in a larger setting. And it's also based on their views on how we as a society see death. Let's face it, when somebody hears the word death, you hear the word funeral, you hear the word mortuary, you are thinking sadness, you're thinking omen, you're thinking curse, you're thinking God forbid, you're crying, you're not thinking anything. Sometimes if your imagination is so wild, you're thinking zombie, you're thinking evil spirit, you're thinking witchcraft. Not many people will hear death, mortuary, casket, funeral home, funeral, burial. Not many people will hear those words and think business. Not many people. What a lot of people don't understand is the death industry is a business of its own. The funeral industry is a multi-million-dollar industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar. We always talk about how much we spend on weddings in Africa or in Nigeria in a year. Do you know how much is put into funerals? No. take a moment and think about it, because they are just places people don't talk about a lot. That doesn't mean these places don't exist. There are so many kinds of businesses that you will hear. Nobody thinks about a funeral business. Nobody comes up and be like, I want to start a funeral home. It's not something many people think about, because we have seen the death industry as a place that we don't want to talk. The dead and the living has nothing to do in common. But I have a few questions for you shallow-minded people. Before a funeral happens, who takes care of your deceased loved ones? Because some of you just hear that you've lost somebody and you don't know anything until the day of the funeral. Where are these people being kept? You think they're being kept in one fridge and they just take them and keep them in a fridge? They are being taken care of. In standard funeral homes, people, human beings like you and me, take care of dead people. Take care of your deceased loved ones. You keep forgetting that these quote-unquote deceased people were not somebody that people loved. People loved these people. So you want to put them in good hands. You want to take your grandmother when she passes in the hands of somebody who may or may not have known her to care for her. Do you want to come to the funeral home and see that, oh, your grandma is being buried without one eye, without a head, without a leg or a hand? You want to take them to a place where they are being cared for till the day you're ready to take her to a resting place. And these things are done by people who are trained to do it. The funeral industry is a job on its own. So this whole mentality of, oh my God, he's being forced. This is a family business for this young man. His father, according to the video, was inside. The father was there all the step of the way. The father has done the business so much that the son now knows how to do it. And it's not child labor because the boy is well spoken. So clearly the boy goes to school. And from the look of things, he seems more educated than some of you with your comments. I know it's difficult to swallow because it's a young boy and it's the death industry. You're thinking dead bodies. These dead bodies, again, are people's loved ones. These were people who once lived, who once loved, who once sat where you sat, who once commented on this same Instagram that you're commenting on. So why are you acting like the little boy is doing something abominable? And you're talking about child labor. What about children whose parents have provision shop, whose parents have businesses, whose parents have beverages industries? And when they are not in school and they are home and they help their parents in the shop, in the supermarket, they go to their parents' work to help them do one or two things to sell. Do you ever think that this could be the boy's situation? Could you think that, okay, the boy is back from school or is on holidays or he's home and then he's helping his dad and his family out in their family business? Because you don't have the same energy for other little kids who are helping out in their family businesses, in their supermarkets. The energy would not be there. When you go to supermarkets to buy something and you see an 11-year-old boy sell it for you, you don't say things like, why are you here? Go to school, child labor. That energy is not there. But just because this is a different industry that your myopic brain has been conditioned to see as a bad thing, as a deadly thing, as a omen, as a place to avoid, you now think that it's something you can now look down on. Again, need I remind you that the death industry is $1 million industry. You got to understand that this is business. Like, it's business. He's not doing it for fun. He's not doing it because he's doing one money ritual thing. This is his family business. You people are so used to hearing about mortuary and death in horror and horrific way that you don't even see that this is actually a business. Because let's face it, would you take care of your grandmother's deceased body when she passes? Will you keep her in your house? Will you keep her in your room? We've seen how Ghanaians do their funeral. They take it up to the point where they will even prop the dead body to sit down and pound, to sit down and pose, to sit down and cook. And yet you see a little boy taking care of a deceased loved one of another person, making sure that when the family come, they can see their grandmother in the best state possible, even in death. and your go-to is to cry and shout and belittle it and talk down at it and think you have so much to say. Okay, then if you have so much to say, why not send the boy money? Let's talk about it now. Let's all start go to the young lady's account, reach out to her and say you want to send the boy's money. Send money to this young man. Since you want him to since you're complaining about child labor so much, send him money. You care so much, send him money. Would you send him money, or would you let him do a job? Which would it be? You're talking about family to arrest his mother and his father. So when people now die, who will take care of those ones? They'll bring them to you with your bowed head. And then there's this comment. It's okay for parents to struggle and do some kind of job to raise their children, but bring your child to such environment is a big risk. What environment are you people talking about? Oh my God, I'm tired. These are professionals. Do you know people go to school to be morticians? These are professionals. Or would you complain if a teacher brings a child to school? Would you complain if a doctor brings her own child to work? Would you complain if a child is helping the trader sell? Why do you people see funeral homes and mortuaries as one low class? People don't understand that this is business. Like, I feel like a lot of people are missing out that this is a big business, a very big one. From selling to taking care of the deceased person to prepping them and you also need to know that the whole funeral will be organized by that boy. You said the entire funeral home takes care of the body up. Most times they get their own people to do the arrangement. It's a lot of money. If you've ever spent money on a funeral, you know that the average Nigerian funeral is more than 5M. Poor as it gets, you will still get over $1 million. In the poorest funeral, even if you want to bury the person in a box, in a carton, you will still be spending almost to $1 million, because unless you don't plan on feeding, unless you don't plan on doing some things, even abroad, the funeral cost in the USA is crazy, and they don't even be feeding or throwing canopies or doing the things that we do, but yet it's still expensive over there. Even cremation is expensive. People don't understand that the funeral business is a real business that makes people money, real money. It's just sickening. And I understand we come from the history with our religion, our mentality. Death is something that we just want to avoid at all costs. So we see people who take care of deceased bodies or dead people who work in a mortuary or who are morticians. We see them as people doing all the jobs. But that is not really the case, to be honest. That is not the case. From my understanding, many of these people do well for themselves. It's like any other business. Somebody got to take care of our loved ones when they pass. Somebody has to. Somebody got to do the job. It's an actual job, a real job left for professionals. You want to be able to come to the funeral home after saving money and planning a funeral to take your loved one in the states you brought them at. Because if you take them to any place, you might end up with the rate of people cutting head and using body parts for ritual. You really want to take a risk. Finding the best funeral home is finding people who are willing to care for your deceased loved one as though they were you. And you've seen a young man who at a young age is able to do this without being worried about anything. And your thought is, oh, lock up the parents. This is a disgrace. This is a shame. If the parents were, doing other kind of jobs, you would not have this to say. That's how we saw a video of a woman who filmed a mother and her daughter sweeping the road the other day. She was trying to shame the woman, trying to embarrass the woman, and it backfired on her because the daughter was helping her walk. It backfired on her and people started contributing money for the young. So if you feel that way, reach out and send money too. This young man is helping him in his father's industry. He could probably be the first son. You don't even know that. This could be a family business. Like from what we hear, it's a family business. So why can't a family member help in the family business, especially if he knows what he's doing? For his father to trust him with a business deal like this, and a client has come and see that, wow, this young boy really did a good job, to the point she made a video praising the boy, praying for the boy and thanking the boy, but yet you people feel like you know so much. You feel like you know best for the boy. Everybody must be a doctor. Every child must be on Guinness World Record. So there was a young man we have in Nigeria that is the most awarded Nigerian yet, but yet the boy was still disregarded and ignored. And he made a post about how, nobody gave a fuck about him. Not everybody must win mathematics competition all the time. And he's still, besides, he's 11 years old. So he's probably in JSS1. So, and I'm sure he will grow up to chase other paths in life. This is just something he's helping his family do. So why do we feel like it's a problem? Because that energy is not there for the children on the streets. The children cleaning your windows and begging you for money on the street. We don't see you fighting for police to arrest their parents and family. We don't see you. That energy, you dropped it at home. You left it and you brought it to this young boy who has done a service that you could not even do for your own loved one if they passed. You couldn't do it for your grandma. You would not be able to. But somebody has done it, and now they should lock up the boy and his parents. And now it's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. It's not something to be proud of. Shut up and worry about your pay, worry about your salary, worry about the economy, worry about it. Because the boy is clearly educated. The boy is doing well. The boy did not look like he was crying to you. The fear that you have, he doesn't have it. And that's what you're afraid of. The fear that you have for dead people, he doesn't have it. But what a lot of you don't realize is that dead people are not dangerous. They are dead. The chances of dying is with a living person. Like you should be worried with people who are alive more than people who are dead. Dead people don't bother no one. That's why we bury them. A dead person will not stab you, nor will they poison you, nor will they, force themselves on you or rape you. So I don't know why you guys, it's movies, movies. And maybe, the way we've made the story look like. We just talk a lot about horror stories a lot. But clear your mind and relax, understand that the funeral industry is a business on its own. It's a business. When you start seeing it as business, you would understand better. So let's keep it going. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts. And let's not start fighting on the comment because let's not.